Hey Oklahomies, welcome back. So where I left you off last time, our crazy situation at this house again. If you recall in our video from October of 23, we already got our car stolen from our driveway, basically the same day we had to get the new roof. Literally the whole car was stolen. This time it was 10:30 p.m. on a Sunday night. Jon and I were both home, the lights to our house were on, and somebody still even tried to steal our car. And it's the Hyundai again. So if you don't have push to start on your Hyundai, beware. There's people stealing them out there if you haven't heard of that already. It's just very frustrating. Again, feeling so violated. Earlier that day, Jon and I were just sitting in the backyard and we were trying to figure out for our plans for the future and just for this house in general. Like, what are all the things I would want to change to stay in this house and make it to where it would last longer for both of us? There was quite a list of things, but we were like, I don't want to be discontent in our situation and want to move on to a slightly larger house or more land if this is where we're supposed to be at. So we were very intently praying about that and praying for direction. And that day, literally that afternoon, we were praying and we were like, God, can you give us clear direction or a clear sign whether we're supposed to stay here or not? Yeah, and then 10:30 p.m. that night, our car gets broken into and someone tries to steal it. So that was a pretty clear direction from God that we don't need to stay at this house. We don't have a plan figured out for where we're going after yet. We have some things in the works, but those are kind of dependent on a few different things. So I'm not going to talk about those yet. Our goal is to finish this bathroom before the end of the year for sure, so we can list the house. But also just trying to finish it as soon as possible in case the perfect house does come up, then we're ready for that. But those are our future plans, Oklahomies. We're gonna be more intent about working on these things and getting this done. It's heartbreaking because I had such huge plans for this house, but I also am content. There's something better out there for us, and God's got a plan in mind for us. So I'm gonna just lean on that and we'll get this bathroom done. And it's gonna be, either way, such a gorgeous bathroom, and I'm so excited. So let's get to it, Oklahomies. So I'm gonna work on removing this trim work and also putting sheetrock in this area. That will close up that cubby hole. Our closet, whenever we do that for the master bedroom, that's gonna be along here anyway, but this will be in the way of the closet. So this little cubby hole, I guess they used for plumbing access to our back of our shower. Let's see if I can even get this open now. Yeah, we need to close this off. It's falling apart either way, so. I'm gonna try to do this better than last time and pry only like these basic parts. Let's see. What I'm trying to do here is slowly, barely detach the trim from the lath plaster to hopefully not cause more gaps than are necessary to fill later. Yeah, this is gonna be a whole section I'm gonna need to replace. Be popular. See if we can get this part out. Next, I wanted to work on cleaning up the sides so that the sheetrock would fit nice and smoothly against the edges. so nifty. One thing I had to account for was that there were different widths at different parts of it. So I was going to have to shave off parts of the sheetrock once it was in to make it fit perfectly. 32 and 3/8. By 26 3/4. Great, but it's a shoddy wall anyway. How is it short? Did I grab the wrong section? This is like 3 inches too short. Must be that section. Next, I used a marker to draw along the edge of the sheetrock in order to make sure that I had the spot for the sheetrock cleared. Next, I had to figure out exactly how much I needed to build out the wall so that the sheetrock would be flat with the lath and plaster. For the other opening, I just used another piece of sheetrock. However, it was deeper on this wall than it was for the previous opening in our room. I also was running out of time before bed and needed to have this sealed up. I was not prepared for how much troubleshooting and how much finagling I was having to do for filling in this cubby hole. This definitely wasn't my finest work, and I will be having to go back and change it because this is definitely not the way you should be doing it. The last step in this project was screwing in the sheetrock and covering up that giant hole to the crawl space. Now I can sleep peacefully knowing that spiders won't be getting in to attack me at night. Since we had the car stolen and we had the break-in, we ended up needing to park in the back. So that was one project we were working on. We didn't do a video on it. But what we ended up doing was our dual swing gate that we had. We removed that. And from there, Jon bought a farm tube gate. And we wanted to make sure that the gate still matched the rest of the fencing that we have for our house, but we wanted to make it electric. So first we ended up using just a manual opening and doing the wheels so that we could open the gate that way before the electric gate components came in. We got that changed quite nicely. However, the gate was so heavy when it rained, again, that pulling it up to move it was a lot of work. It was still better than whenever we just had the dual swing gate and it would get stuck in the little holes and you had to like lift it up because they were sagging as well. So this was a great compromise. We tried it out, but you still had to get in and out, and then you still had to go through the front door in order to close the gate and lock it. I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to have more security and just be able to park in the backyard and just go in the back door. I can just take in the groceries right there, not worried about people on the street coming and it's just city problems. He had to put in these anchors and bolts, and we're still trying to fine tune it where it doesn't keep dragging, because whenever you mount the fence panel on the tube gate, it is so heavy whenever it rains that it ends up like sinking like this, and our driveway is having this hump where it ends up dragging when you're trying to open it. It's been an adventure figuring out the best plan of action for where we're putting our cars and how that's going to work out. So we bought a single swing electric gate opener from Ghost Protocols. I can link that down below. It's honestly been great. We finally got it more figured out. We're able to both park in the back. We don't have a 2-car concrete slab in the back. We just have the one slab where they previously, I think, had a 1-car garage, but they took that down. So those are definitely not all the updates so far, but those are the biggest things so far that we had to change during this time. So next video, I am gonna go over a lot of the things that have gotten done so far, like the plumbing and the venting. We ended up getting that done totally, and we've gotten most of the electric done, so I'll recap you guys on that, and basically have all the water lines done as well. So big progress coming up for you guys to see. I'm so excited to share it, and I'm excited to get into this next chapter of the renovation, where we will be finishing up on a lot of the bigger project things, and yeah, hopefully making more wonderful progress on this bathroom. I can't wait for you guys to see it. See you later, Oklahomies.